Hi friends, you're watching movie reviews with Raghuram. In this video, I'll be reviewing Sakshi Tanwar starrer web series MAI premiering on Netflix. Why I specifically mentioned Sakshi Tanwar? Because it is out and out Sakshi Tanwar show outside Ekta Kapoor's serials or web series, whatever I should tell. So we have seen Sakshi Tanwar get such pretty lengthy roles which she performs to the point of perfection. Every frame, every expression, every emotion, she brings it right, and she has been tamed in Ekta Kapoor's Balaji telefilms camp. And outside that, this seems to be the lengthier role in comparison to Balaji telefilms and Ekta Kapoor's camp. This is a lengthy role which Sakshi Tanwar gets, and she pulls out the her role to the point of perfection as MAI, as the mother, as a mother with vengeance, with a revengeful mood, a mother as an investigator, mother as terminator, as executioner, as a punisher, and as an avenger. She does extreme justice to that particular role, and it looks like this particular web series has been made keeping Sakshi Tanwar in mind and exploring all her talents. Obviously there are other talents. There is good supporting staff also. They have been side outed. Small petty roles have been given to the other actors who have performed reasonably good, but in comparison to Sakshi Tanwar, they seem to be lost in the web series. For example, we have Vivek Mushran playing her husband, and his role is also very small and not so significant, and the relationship between them has also not been properly explored. So we don't get to see what is the relationship and what is the chemistry between the husband and wife, and there are certain things which you are very anxious to know, and that ends as a question mark. At the same time, we have Wamiqa Gabbi playing the role of Sakshi's daughter. She is the pivotal character around whom the story runs actually, and with the sign languages, she's a mute girl, she's a dumb girl, she cannot speak, and she's pursuing her medicals because her mother could not become a doctor. She has a dream of becoming a doctor, but her life ends prematurely where she is hit and run, and that happens to be a planned murder. In the later part of the series, we come to know. But with the sign language, she looks cute, and her acting without even a single dialogue being delivered is really awesome. And again, the director fails to establish the chemistry between Sakshi Tanwar and her daughter. After the death of her daughter, she goes on to explore and investigate why her daughter has been killed. Sakshi Tanwar witnesses her daughter being hit and run by a lorry on the main road. After that, she goes into depression. She's a home maker, and also at the same time she is working as a nurse in a old age home. She is good at heart and a very timid housewife, and suddenly she gets some clues wherein she comes to know that her daughter was not hit and run, so it was not an accident, but it might have been a planned murder. Then she immediately jumps out into investigating this particular case of the curious death of her daughter. How painful it is for her, for a mother, to see her daughter being hit and run on the road, and later to realize that it was not an accident, but it was indeed a planned murder. She now wants to go to the depth of all this fuss and find out who are the people behind her daughter's death, and if somebody has planned to kill her daughter who wants to be a medico, what were the reasons for them to do that particular heinous act. So she wants to go deep into that and explore. So amidst that, she takes some horrible decisions. She sets out from her home on the track and on the pathway of vengeance. Her tour de vengeance starts from that particular point. She starts finding out people. She does some horrible things which unbelievably she does some things with unbelievable ease. When you see, you can think, is it possible for a woman in distress or in a painful situation when she has lost the daughter to have her senses in such a way to go and do all those things? She climbs the roof, she climbs the building, she hits the people, she banks the gangsters, she kidnaps a few, she injures a few, she kills a few, she takes horrible decisions. She is against the cop, she is against the gangsters, and she suddenly becomes a superhero. Yes, a mother in pain can do anything for her kids, to protect her kids or to vengeance her kids' death. A mother can go to any extreme levels for their kids. We know that mother is the most sacred and pious sentiment and emotion in the creation, but certain things are totally unbelievable, but the mother here, MAI, pulls out with extreme ease all those things. and makes us to think, is it really believable? Can a mother do all these things? Yes, I'm not underestimating anything. And Sakshi Tanwar, we have seen many times, even in Ekta Kapoor serial, that she can pull out anything. So she can do any adventurous activities on her own without intimating anybody. Here also, she is away from her home and nobody is bothered where she is going, what she is doing. She is totally on the roads, in the line of vengeance. She is just tracking out. Even the police who are investigating that particular case are not so serious as she is. She is investigating all by herself. She takes instant decisions, serves instant justice, and does a lot of things. This MAI, but in even amidst these unbelievable things, you can believe one thing: extremely talented Sakshi Tanwar, pulling out that particular role with such perfect ease, with every expression, every emotion spot on. So, being a grieving mother, or a mother seeking vengeance, or a housewife with subtle qualities, or a nurse who serves the people in old age home with the soft heart. A lot of emotions, lot of expressions for Sakshi Tanwar. It is not at all new for a talented actress like her. She has pulled out this particular role of MAI with extreme perfection. If you need to watch this particular web series, it is just for Sakshi Tanwar. You have to watch, because it is totally her, out and out her show. Having said that, the screenplay is dull. The web series looks a little bit lengthy. So I think there are 6 episodes around 40-45 minutes each, and more than 4.5 hours is the runtime, and it is painfully slow. The web series is painfully slow. What could have been made into a super thriller with the same elements? So the web series seems to be running at 0.5x speed, and first episode is promising, so it creates some intrigue. It generates some interest. Something is definitely going to happen in the future episodes, but nothing happens. It goes at a turtle pace, very, very, very slow pace, painfully slow. So it is a slow burner. So if you want to watch a crime thriller with a which is also a slow burner, if you're used to do that, and if you don't mind to spend 4.5 hours, and if you want to see wonderful acting by Sakshi Tanwar and also the supporting cast, so MAI is for you. You can watch it on Netflix. So the only saving point of this particular web series is Sakshi Tanwar, and how long you are going to watch her and her acting. So because the story, the script, so doesn't look really promising. So it goes in a linear phase, and later so many subplots, so many characters are added to the story, and everything is a mess up. And finally, when you feel that things are figured out, then the needle of suspicion is pointed towards somebody else, and the series comfortably walks into season 2. So should we wait for the season 2 is a question you get after watching this dead slow, turtle paced slow burner called as MAI at the end of the particular web series. Along with this, the climax is really horrible, with a gangster or a gang war taking place, a lot of rifles, lot of guns, and everything used, knives out. That makes you feel, was this really needed? And the subplots which connected to the main story are okay. So, but you are lost in the premise, because the mother is on a vengeance, and so many subplots are being added, and you are totally confused. And moreover, that the pace of the web series, as I said, is very slow, and it tests your patience, extremely tests your patience, because it is ultimately slow, this particular web series. So I'm repeating this, so because that is the greatest negative point of the web series, this particular web series. So there are medical scams, there are gangsters, there are rowdies, there are cops. What else? Apart from the emotions and expressions, a lot of things are connected to this particular web series and its story. Yes, as a disclaimer, there is also violence and a lot of foul language here and there used. So that is a disclaimer. If you're not comfortable, you can just skip away these things. Apart from this, there is Seema Pahwa, whose again role is not defined. We do not get to see much of her at all. Prashant Narayanan is superb. Watch out for his role. His role is superb. He gets a little bit of extended role in comparison to the others, but he is good on screen. Likewise, Ankur Ratan, Anant Vidat, and Vaibhav Raj Gupta also have good cameos. They have justified their roles. Raima Sen is definitely wasted in this particular web series. She is not at all looking villainish, and they have tried to present her as a cool villain. So again, the lack of a super villain in this particular web series doesn't do justice to the vengeance drama. Adul Mongia and Anshai Lal has directed this particular web series, and I should tell they have done a decent job, if not commendable. Clean Slate Films is the production company of this particular web series MAI, and and Anushka Sharma is behind this particular ideology of pulling out a woman-centric web series. So at the end of my review, I would just like to tell that if you love to see slow burners with crime thriller elements in that, with a lot of emotions and expressions, and especially if you would love to watch Sakshi Tanwar in her superb role, and if you wouldn't mind a story which could engage you, and if you're okay with spending a few hours on the Netflix, you can just watch MAI. So on my scoreboard, I would go with 6 out of 10 for MAI. Thanks for watching my video. If you loved my video, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you all in my next video with yet another video review. Until then, do take care. Goodbye. Namaste.